Leach isn't taking Oregon State lightly, even with the Cougars favored by 15 points. "We've got to get better this week," Leach said. "We got a long ways to go." Washington State coach Mike Leach can empathize with what Jonathan Smith is dealing with in his first season as football coach at Oregon State, where he is in the start of a major rebuild. Oregon State was 7-29 the past 3 seasons, and the Beavers are 1-4 this season, with their only victory coming against Southern Utah. The Cougars will try to keep the Beavers down when the teams play Saturday in Corvallis. "If he thinks it is tough there, he should have tried it at Washington State in our first year," said Leach, who took over at WSU in 2012 after the Cougars were 9-40 the previous 5 seasons. "You've just got to keep trying to get better," which they are. "They are getting better in every phase when I watch them play. They weren't quite in the hole Washington State was. We were in a little bigger hole when we started here. You try to create an identity for your team. I think they are starting to develop that, and they are getting tougher and tougher." Oregon State is coming off a 52-24 loss at Arizona State last weekend, but freshman running back Jermar Jefferson rushed for 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. Smith spent the previous 4 seasons as offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach at Washington. Leach, speaking Monday at his weekly news conference, said Smith is a little more wide open with his offense at Oregon State. "Leach isn't taking Oregon State lightly, even with the Cougars favored by 15 points. We've got to get better this week," Leach said. "We got a long ways to go. We've got to get a lot better this week, and we don't have a ton of time to do it." Leach criticizes receivers. Washington State had just 1 touchdown in the second half of Saturday's 28-24 win over Utah. Leach said the Utes deserve some of the credit for that, but several dropped passes did not help. "It was a battle, but I thought we could have played tougher at receiver," Leach said. "I thought we could have caught the ball better. We dropped more balls than we should have, but part of it is good play on Utah's part. They're a very good team, and they are supposed to be the best in the country at stopping people, and I don't think they are far off of that." Leach said the young group of receivers should get better as it gets older, but we want to accelerate that as much as we can. "A town full of kids with mustaches?" Leach was asked about quarterback Gardner Minshew's mustache, with attention to his facial hair growing with each WSU victory. "The funny thing is, it really wasn't that daring. The poor guy just came here with a mustache, and all of a sudden the mustache took off," Leach said of Minshew, a graduate transfer from East Carolina. "Good for him, but pretty soon there'll be little kids this Halloween drawing mustaches on their face, and after Halloween they probably won't come off until the middle of the week." Leach said he once had a mustache, but only for about 4 months. "Mine was very bad," he said. "I thought it was awful, and my wife thought it was awful.